percentage. Going back
Mm-hmm.
to your idea about how everyone can be an artist and can work, do you have suggestions on how people can open themselves up for that and develop that capability?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do that. Interesting. Okay. Well, obviously, art therapy is a thing. It's a very cool thing, and it is. I have partaken in that several times in my life, especially younger and so forth. It's always very helpful, and I'm always supportive of those kinds of systems. Therapy in general is really a good thing. We need to destigmatize that. Absolutely. But we don't want to kill the creative spirit, and that's the other thing. We don't want to build just we don't want kids to just go through school and become autonomous. We want them to be able to think. With it's been proven again and again. Creative thinking is what drives the machinery of capitalism as well, on so many levels. So we don't want to stifle that either. Things like just taking time with yourself. Pick something that excites you, whether it's a subject or a medium. Okay? Pursue it, See what you can do on your own. Seek out others to have conversations with who have done it themselves. You network. There's groups on Facebook. There's videos on YouTube. There's classes often offered at libraries. A lot of junior colleges and so forth. It depends on how old you are and what you're, how, you can audit a class. You can, some colleges offer free classes for anyone over 65, I think it is. And I think it depends on the college. So some of them are like even younger than that. I probably have benefits at Penn State that I don't even know I have right now. But and to me, hang out with artists. KC is an artist town, and they love to talk about their work. They love to talk about other people's work. They like to talk about what they've learned and what they want to learn next. So, get out and network. So that's why I moved to Kansas City. Here in Columbus, Ohio, I don't know what the art scene is. So I would take steps to go, look at flyers. Get whatever the local Bohemian magazine is, the penny press, whatever you call it these days. What's happening, where the movies are, where the art scene is, where the poetry readings are, where the actors are practicing their craft, or the stand-up comedians. You'll find the artists there too, because it's all art. Art draws in art, and it builds on itself from there. It's always been about building one idea on another, no matter what form you talk about. And engineering is, in some ways, its own art form as well. So it's more precise,
It's mathematical creativity. It's mathematical artistry.
Yeah, and math is
You're
the
still
language
creating.
of, well, at least our physical reality.
Math is music. Music is math.
Do you have any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, we're running close to actually 27 minutes, so cool.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah, there was something I wanted to add at the very end of the thing about abstract art, but I'm kind of blanking on it right now. I'm sorry.
Long
Sorry, I
night.
thought you were done with that.
Yeah, no. It's okay. There's like one step after that I sometimes throw out there. And I can't remember now. I'm sorry. It's one of those. It's been a long weekend. It's time to like go pack up and stuff. That's my next step. So I'm kind of like, okay, hanging on. Okay. Because this is actually kind of cool. Because my ex-wife, who became a professor at Penn State Harrisburg in the communications department, wrote a brilliant paper about the turning of high art to kitsch, which she blames on, points to Jackson Pollock, of course, and I think it's Clement Greenberg. Greenberg's the critic that was big at the time, that words that cornered and promoted the abstract expressionist movement in the New York art scene at that time, and was friends with Guggenheim and other places. And of course, that's when the tax laws were changed too, so that people could donate their collections and so forth. So a lot of things, there was this perfect storm that kind of happened at that time. So he helped Pollock come up with the idea, to accept the idea of commercializing his work, selling it on everything. Eventually in the 50s, you can go into a Sears without seeing it on the lampshades. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that started first, which of course in turn is the very kind of thing that Andy Warhol's looking at. While he's doing his own commercial work concurrently in the same scene, and seeing these guys in the bars and shit where they hang out, coffee shops or whatever, and he's like, soup cans, and flips it from high art to kitsch, and takes average commercial art and turns it into high art, right? So now everybody's going, well, where's the line anymore? And then there's all the installations that start, and the video starts, and it just snowballs from there. And then we have postmodernism, because everybody's going, well, I don't know what to call it. Do you know what to call it? I don't know what to call it. Well, it came after this, so it must be, I guess. Yeah, critics, interesting job. But yeah, they serve a purpose, I suppose, and they move us sometimes forward in ways that are unexpected. So, high art has become low art, and low art has become high art, and the boundaries have all been broken, really, in so many ways. Finding the next new thing will be interesting. And, I think it's got to include technology. It's just got to. So.
Thank you so much.
You
We
bet.
appreciate it.
Awesome.